How often have you paused mid-crunch and asked yourself, what's this little nut really doing in my body? Most of us never do. We've all heard the TED Talk-style mantra, nuts are heart smart, packed with good fats rich. For them instead of chips. That advice is thrown at everyone, especially once you hit 60. Here's the twist almost nobody talks about. When you're past 60, regularly grabbing certain nuts can quietly do more harm than good. New studies show that a few everyday favorites can nudge up inflammation, tighten arteries, muddy memory, and even clash with common medications. One nut that seniors love because it seems low-carb is now linked to kidney stress, liver workload, and accelerated brain aging, and it's probably sitting in your pantry right now. So in this video, we're breaking down the 4 nuts that can secretly undermine healthy aging and the 4 that can supercharge it, from better blood flow to stronger bones. We've combed the latest research, spoken with dietitians, and dug into clinical data so you can snack smarter and stay independent longer. If that sounds valuable, smash the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the rest of this senior-specific series. And drop a comment. What's your go-to nut and how often do you snack on it? I read every single reply. All right, let's crack into the first nut that might deserve a total rethink. Walnuts. Walnuts. Not the halo you thought. Walnuts look like tiny brains, so they must be brain food, right? For years they've been praised for plant protein, antioxidants, and omega-3 south, and to be fair, that praise isn't completely wrong. But if you're over 60, there's another side of the walnut story that could be bumping your blood pressure, aggravating joints, and fogging memory even when you're eating them in moderation. The culprit is omega-6 fatty acids, especially linoleic acid. On paper, omega-6 is an essential fat, but inside your body it competes head-to-head with anti-inflammatory omega-3 south. Modern diets are already drowning in omega-6 from vegetable oils and processed snacks. Add a walnut habit on top and the ratio skews even further toward inflammation, exactly what aging cells struggle to control. Quick stat: walnuts contain almost 10 times more omega-6 than omega-3, so while seniors think they're balancing fats, they're actually tipping the scales the wrong way. Inflammation isn't the only red flag. Excess omega-6 can also irritate the endothelial cells lining your blood vessels, stiffening them and pushing blood pressure up. That's the opposite of what any 60-plus heart wants. Now walnuts aren't villains. They still deliver magnesium, melatonin, and polyphenols. The trick is precision, not prohibition. Here's the game plan. Cap your serving at 5 to 7 walnut halves a day, raw or dry roasted only. Store them in the fridge. Walnut oil turns rancid fast, and rancidity equals more inflammation. Skip omega-6 heavy oils like sunflower, soybean, or corn in the same meal. Pair them with omega-3 powerhouses chia, flax, salmon to bring the ratio back in line. If unexplained joint aches, post-meal sleepiness, or creeping blood pressure have shown up since you made walnuts, a daily ritual, try this tweak. Many seniors feel sharper and lighter within a few weeks. Cashews, the silky triple threat. Next up is the nut that shows up in every clean keto snack bar and artisanal trail mix. Cashews. They're mild, creamy, and look innocent, but after 60, they may be one of the most deceptive bites you can take. Cashews hide a triple threat that zeroes in on blood sugar, kidneys, and calcium balance. 1. Blood sugar spikes. Cashews carry the highest glycemic load of any common nut, about 9 grams of carbs per ounce, and very little fiber to slow things down. That can spike glucose faster than pistachios, almonds, or walnuts. Half of people over 65 already ride the diabetes, pre-diabetes roller coaster, and even small jumps in sugar can sap energy, cloud thinking, and damage eyes and nerves. 2. Oxalate overload. Cashews are also oxalate heavyweights. Oxalates bind to calcium and can crystallize into kidney stones. Aging kidneys are more vulnerable, especially if you're on blood pressure meds, battle dehydration, or move less. 3. Sneaky toxins. Every raw cashew you see is actually steamed. The shell contains urushiol, the same irritant in poison ivy. Industrial roasting removes most of it, but trace residue sometimes lingers, leading to allergic skin flares or digestive upsets in sensitive seniors. Add a texture that's almost impossible to portion control, and cashews become the easiest nut to overeat. That handful can balloon to 2 or 3 before you notice, delivering a flood of carbs, oxalates, and calories to a metabolism that's already slowed down. 4. Calcium hijack. Because oxalates bind calcium in the gut, the more cashews you eat, the less of that critical mineral you absorb. Bad news for bones that are already thinning with age. In extreme cases, heavy cashew eaters end up not only with stones, but with weaker wrists, hips, and spines. Portion control hacks. Pre-measure an ounce into small glass jars. Pair them with a tall glass of water, and never snack straight from the bag. Your future kidneys will thank you. Remember, cashews aren't poisonous. They're just a sometimes food once you hit 60. Treat them like dessert, not a daily multivitamin. Macadamia nuts, buttery, bougie, and maybe a bombshell for seniors. Let's talk macadamia nuts. Smooth, luxurious, often associated with fancy health snacks or gourmet chocolate bark. They've got that high-end image and an even higher price tag. But for folks over 60, they might just be one of the most problematic nuts in your pantry. Sure, they're rich in monounsaturated fats, the same kind found in olive oil. That's the part most health headlines focus on. But they leave out the other half of the story. And that part matters a lot more once you're older. Let's get into it. 1. The calorie overload. Macadamias are calorie-dense, more than 200 calories, and 21 grams of fat per single ounce. That's over double what you'd get from the same amount of pistachios or almonds. Why does that matter? Because metabolism slows significantly after 60. Your body just doesn't burn fuel the way it used to. So that little healthy handful might be hitting your waistline harder than you think, especially if you're not super active. Weight gain isn't just about looks at this age. It's directly tied to increased risk for type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, joint pain, and even mobility decline too. The saturated fat punch. Each ounce of macadamias contains about 3.4 grams of saturated fat, more than almost any other nut. For seniors, too much saturated fat is a red flag because it can raise LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, reduce artery flexibility, and up your chances of developing atherosclerosis, aka hardening of the arteries. If you're trying to protect your heart, this is the exact opposite direction you want to go in. 3. The digestion dilemma. Macadamias are dense. Your body needs a solid amount of bile to break them down properly. But here's the thing. Many seniors have weaker gallbladders or no gallbladder at all. If that's you, these buttery nuts can sit in your stomach like a rock, causing reflux, bloating, gas, or nausea. For those who've had gallstones or gallbladder surgery, macadamias might be the worst nut you could eat. 4. Dental danger. Here's a practical, often overlooked point. Macadamias are tough to chew, not in a crunchy and fun way, more like a jaw workout. If you have crowns, bridges, dentures, or brittle teeth, these can be risky. A single bite could lead to a chipped tooth or a cracked filling. 5. The shelf life problem. Because they're so high in fat, macadamias oxidize quickly. That means the fats go rancid faster, especially if they've been sitting on store shelves for months or in bargain bins with no expiration in sight. Oxidized fats trigger more inflammation and have been linked to cell damage, faster aging, and brain fog. So what's the bottom line on macadamias? They're not evil. If you're active, healthy, and have a strong digestive system, they can be fine in very small doses. But for most seniors, The risks outweigh the rewards. Here's how to make them safer. Limit yourself to no more than 4 to 5 macadamia nuts a week. Yes, per week, not day. Only buy dry roasted, unsalted varieties. Avoid oil roasted and heavily salted versions. Never pair them with wine, dessert, or other fatty meals. That's a digestion disaster waiting to happen. If you feel bloated or sluggish afterward, take it seriously. Your body's trying to tell you something. And if you're craving something creamy and nutty, there are lighter, more nutrient-dense options ahead. In fact, let's talk about the good guys now. Almonds, the senior superstar. If you're over 60 and want to pick just one nut to keep in your kitchen, let it be almonds. Seriously, they're crunchy, versatile, and packed with benefits for your bones, brain, and belly. Let's break down why almonds earn the crown. Point 1. They're bone builders. After 60, bone loss is a silent threat. Your wrists, hips, and spine can weaken, leading to higher fall risk, fractures, and hospital stays. 1 ounce of almonds gives you over 3.5 grams of fiber, 97 milligrams of calcium, nearly 20% of your daily magnesium needs. That magnesium is a game changer. It works like a calcium traffic cop, making sure calcium goes to your bones and teeth, not your arteries. Without enough magnesium, even taking calcium supplements can backfire by leading to artery calcification. Almonds help your body use minerals properly. 2. Heart and cholesterol support. Almonds are rich in healthy monounsaturated fats that boost HDL, good cholesterol, and lower LDL, bad cholesterol. They also contain vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant for both your skin and brain. Fun fact, the flavonoids in almond skins actually double the effect of the vitamin E inside the nut. So skip the blanched, skinless ones. 3. Memory and brain function. According to a Tufts University study, regular almond consumption helped older adults improve memory recall, reduce brain inflammation, and slow cognitive decline. If staying sharp is a goal, and let's be honest, almonds are a safe and simple place to start. Point 4. Blood sugar balance. Thanks to their fiber and fat content, almonds don't spike your glucose. They're considered a low glycemic index snack, perfect for preventing post-meal crashes or brain fog. 5. Digestive support. Constipation is a common issue after 65, affecting nearly 40% of older adults. That fiber content, 3.5 grams per ounce, keeps things moving. The best ways to enjoy almonds after 60. Stick to 15 to 20 almonds per day. That's a healthy serving. Choose raw or dry roasted and avoid salted versions. They increase blood pressure and water retention. Chew them thoroughly. Almonds can be a choking risk if you have swallowing or dental issues. If chewing is tough, go for almond butter, ground almonds in oatmeal, or blended into SMOOTHIES. Pro tip: look for almonds with the skin on. That's where many of the antioxidants live. So to sum up, almonds help your bones, brain, cholesterol, and digestion without the blood sugar drama or digestion issues of other nuts. For seniors, they're one of the most well-rounded options on the market. Coming up next, a little green underdog that might just be the most underrated senior health ally out there. We're diving into pistachios, why they're surprisingly powerful for blood pressure, blood sugar, and eye health, and how they might even help you eat less. Pistachios, the little green giants of healthy aging. Bright green, bite-sized, and often overlooked, pistachios might just be one of the best nuts you can eat after the age of 60. They're not just tasty, they're functional. They help regulate blood pressure, support eye health, stabilize blood sugar, and even improve circulation. Let's break down why these tiny nuts deserve a top spot in your snack lineup. 1. Blood pressure benefits. More than 63% of adults over 60 deal with high blood pressure. That's not a small issue. Hypertension raises the risk of stroke, heart attack, and cognitive decline. Pistachios come to the rescue with a stellar mineral profile. Each ounce has 285 milligrams of potassium, more than most fruits. Low sodium, especially if you choose the unsalted kind. Natural plant compounds that relax blood vessels. In fact, a clinical study published in Hypertension found that pistachios lowered systolic blood pressure by up to 5 points. That's comparable to some prescription medications, but with a satisfying crunch instead of a side effect list. 2. Circulation boost. Pistachios are rich in L-arginine, an amino acid that helps your body produce nitric oxide, a key compound that keeps blood vessels open and flexible. Better circulation means less coldness in your limbs, fewer leg cramps, and more oxygen flowing to your muscles and brain. If walking long distances has become harder or your hands and feet feel chilly, pistachios might help. 3. Eye protection. Here's something you might not know. Pistachios are one of the few nuts that contain lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids, that protect your macula, the part of the eye responsible for sharp central vision. This is crucial, especially because age-related macular degeneration, AMD, is the leading cause of vision loss. Over 60. Carrots might get all the credit, but pistachios deliver targeted support to preserve your eyesight into your later years. 4. Blood sugar control. Pistachios are a low glycemic food, meaning they don't cause sudden spikes in blood sugar. They also contain a balanced combo of protein, healthy fats, fiber. In a recent study, participants who ate pistachios saw up to a 30% reduction in post-meal glucose levels. That's massive for the nearly 1 in 4 seniors with diabetes or prediabetes. 5. Naturally portion controlled. One sneaky superpower of pistachios: they slow you down. Because they come in shells, you're forced to eat mindfully. This helps prevent overeating and makes your brain more aware of how much you're consuming. According to a study in the International Journal of Obesity, people who had to shell their pistachios ate fewer calories overall and felt more satisfied because they could see how many shells they'd left behind. How to snack smart with pistachios. Stick to 1 ounce per day. That's about 49 pistachios in shell. Choose unsalted or lightly salted varieties. Store them in a cool, dark place or fridge to maintain freshness. Chew well, especially if you have swallowing or dental issues. Remember those vivid green and purple colors inside pistachios. That's not just decoration, it's antioxidants at work, fighting oxidative stress from your heart to your brain to your skin. Bottom line, pistachios are a nutrient-dense, fiber-rich, eye-loving snack that can easily be added to your daily routine. Hazelnuts, the smooth secret weapon for heart and brain health. Most people think of hazelnuts as a dessert ingredient. You'll find them in chocolate spreads or crushed on top of fancy pastries. But underneath their sweet, earthy flavor is a powerful blend of nutrients that can protect the senior heart, brain, and skin. They're not flashy, but they're quietly effective. 1. Brain protection. Hazelnuts are one of the best natural sources of vitamin E, specifically the alpha-tocopherol form that the brain loves. This powerful antioxidant shields neurons from oxidative stress, slows cognitive decline, helps maintain nerve function and memory. A 2020 study published in the Nutrients Journal showed that seniors who regularly ate vitamin E-rich foods like hazelnuts had better memory retention and less brain shrinkage over time. 2. Heart health. Hazelnuts bring together a dream team of heart-friendly nutrients. Magnesium supports blood pressure control. Copper and manganese boost circulation and oxygen transport. Monounsaturated fats lower bad LDL cholesterol. This combo keeps arteries elastic, enhances blood flow, and reduces the risk of stroke and heart attack. For seniors, that's gold. 3. Digestive ease. Unlike macadamias, hazelnuts are easier to digest. They're softer than almonds, lighter on the stomach than fatty nuts. and less likely to cause bloating or reflux. For anyone with gallbladder issues, digestive sensitivities, or dental problems, hazelnuts are a safer choice. Point 4. Anti-aging from the inside out. Hazelnuts are rich in natural oils that keep skin hydrated and elastic flavonoids that reduce systemic inflammation, folate, which aids in cell regeneration, that means better skin health, stronger cells, and a more resilient body overall. How to enjoy hazelnuts safely. Stick to about 20 hazelnuts per day. That's 1 ounce. Choose unsalted. Dry roasted versions. Look for varieties with the skin on. That's where the potent flavonoids live. Can't chew well? Use hazelnut butter or blend into smoothies. Bonus tip: combine hazelnuts with berries. Berries are high in vitamin C, which helps your body absorb the vitamin E in hazelnuts more efficiently. A small bowl of blueberries with chopped hazelnuts. That's a senior super snack. Wrapping it all up, your personalized nut plan after 60. We've now explored both sides of the nut spectrum. Let's quickly review the 4 to limit and the 4 to love. Nuts to avoid or limit after 60. Peanuts, often contaminated with mold toxins. Inflammatory cashews, high glycemic, oxalate heavy. Risky for kidneys and blood sugar. Macadamias, dense in saturated fat and calories. Tough to digest. Pine nuts, can interact with medications and trigger weird taste reactions. To embrace for healthy aging. Almonds, for bones, digestion, memory, and cholesterol. Pistachios, for blood pressure, eye health, and blood sugar. Walnuts, in moderation, for brain support and sleep. When properly balanced. Hazelnuts, for heart protection, anti-aging, and smoother digestion. Your ideal daily nut routine after 60. Morning, 10 to 15 almonds, raw or dry roasted, with skin. Add them to oatmeal, yogurt, or smoothies. Midday, 1-2 p.m. 1 ounce of pistachios, approximately 49 pieces in shell. Shelling helps you slow down and portion properly. Evening, before or after dinner. 5 to 7 walnut halves, raw and refrigerated. Optional. Combine with berries. Or take an hour before bed to support sleep. Weekly 2 to 3 eggs per week. Optional add-on. 15 hazelnuts, dry roasted, great with a piece of fruit or herbal tea. What to avoid daily. Commercial peanut butter. Cashews, if you have kidney or blood sugar issues. Macadamia, especially after gallbladder removal. Pine nuts, if you're on prescription meds. Final thought: 1 handful at a time. Small changes matter. You don't need to overhaul your diet overnight, but replacing a risky nut with a helpful one, that's a powerful shift. One that can support your independence, circulation, memory, and energy. 1 handful at a time. If this video helped you today, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more senior-focused health tips, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss what's next. Drop a comment below. What nut are you changing out this week? Your story might inspire someone else. And if you know a parent, friend, or neighbor who snacks on nuts daily, send this video their way. It might change their life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.